So I'm really excited to talk about an old book that we've got. This book is, again, a very old book. It's written in 1682. And you can see it's a very pretty little book. It actually has gold leaf around the edges of it. That's real gold. It's a tiny little book. This could easily slip inside your robes if you were living in the 1600s, and you could carry it with you everywhere and use it as a reference book. So this is a Pontificale Romanum, and it's not really attributed to a single author. It more is a liturgical book by the Roman Catholic Church, and it evolved over centuries. It contained rites and ceremonies that would be used particularly by bishops, and its development really reflected a lot of different contributions from various popes, councils, and scholars. And so why have an old book like this to add to our collection of Protestant documents in particular? Well, it contains an interesting oath on page 62. This whole book is written in Latin, but it's still quite legible. You can actually make out the text quite well. So it has an interesting oath. It has the Abbot's oath right here on page 62. And the Abbot's oath actually kind of started over here on these lines right there. And it actually kind of had the formula for it. Like, it had a blank space where you could like put in the name of whoever was like saying the Abbot's oath, basically. And it has some interesting things that the abbots would basically swear to do. And the reason why this is important to the Protestant Reformation is it echoes the same theme that a much more hotly debated oath has. You see, there's a fairly famous oath called the Jesuit oath, and a lot of people have contested as to whether or not it is a real thing or if it was a fake and that type thing, because it contained just some terrible different things in it. For example, basically wanting to exterminate Protestants. The Jesuit oath specifically would say, I'm directed to extirpate them from the face of the earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, bury alive those infamous heretics, and it goes on with this gruesome language. Just wholly bent on destruction of Protestants. That's the Jesuit oath. Now, a lot of people have contested that, and they've said, well, that's not real. That's not a real thing. That was clearly made up. It's, just Catholic hate speech, basically. But we have an actual book right here from 1682, if I read the cover title correctly. Yep, 1682, right there on the cover page, right down there in the bottom portion of it. But this book, many hundreds of years old, contains the Abbot's oath. How does the Abbot's oath compare to the Jesuit oath? Because this is real. We have this. This is physical. We have it right here in our hands. There's no guessing. If you translate this page from Latin into English, about 2/3 of the way down, it says, I will pursue and beat down heretics, schismatics, and rebels against our Lord or the aforementioned successors for the sake of the office. And the word there for beat down is impugnabo. So that's the Latin word that was used. So do you see there are oaths here that an abbot would take that echo some of the sentiments in the Jesuit oath, not in so many graphic terms, but to pursue, beat down. That word can also be translated as attack. I will pursue and attack heretics, schismatics, and rebels. Who's a heretic? That would be the Protestant reformers. So Protestants took issue with this and many other things of some of the other books that we have here that are documented, and said, no, Christianity is not a religion of coercion. Christianity is a religion of love and free will choice. And to say that we should pursue and attack those who go against us is antithetical to Christian values. So this book, along with many others, helps show that Protestants had a reason for their protest. Thanks for joining me.